Hi, friends. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Katie. And welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today, we're recapping and chatting about Once Upon a Time, episode 501, The Dark Swan. This episode aired on September 27th, 2015. It was written by Eddie and Adam, our showrunners, and was directed by Ron Underwood. Now, before we get into our recapping and chatting and lots of fun conversations about this batshit bonkers of an episode, let's go over a synopsis for The Dark Swan. In the past. Long ago, Emma was approached by a mysterious man who told her a bit of her future, that she would be tempted by Excalibur, and she should not pull the sword from its stone. In the true Camelot, Arthur has finally found his prize that will make him king, but he discovers that the sword is broken, and now he must take back his kingdom with half a sword. Today, after Emma disappeared, our heroes look for ways to find her. She's clearly not in their realm anymore, and need to use the apprentice's wand to make a portal and take them back to the Enchanted Forest. But it doesn't work. It must be wielded as it was forged, with both light and dark magic. And the only one who can do that is Zelena. Regina refuses, but Killian lets her escape. After she threatens Robin, Regina gives up the wand just long enough so that Zelena can create a portal, and Regina can redirect it back to find Emma. After Emma emerged from the vault of the Dark One, she's haunted by the voice of Rumpelstiltskin, who guides her in using her new magic. She's not used to this power, and nearly hurts people, including Merida, whom she runs into while trying to find a way to Merlin to have him destroy the darkness once and for all. They plan to share a will-o'-the-wisp to get answers to their problems. Rumpel continues to tempt Emma, as the wisp can't be shared. Emma almost kills Merida when her family arrives and convinces her that she needs to fight the darkness if they ever hope to destroy it. They're met by a welcoming party in the form of King Arthur and his knights, as Merlin had prophesied their return, and they are the ones that are destined to bring Merlin back. 6 weeks later, Granny's has been returned to Storybrooke with everyone inside, but without their memories. The last thing any of them remembers is walking into Camelot, except Emma is transformed, now having embraced her darkness because her family couldn't save her.
We'll talk about that thing at the end.
We will. I did one mistake the first try and then did the whole thing.
I'm very proud of you.
I was concentrating so hard.
But is that my McKenna Grace?
That is McKenna Grace. So McKenna
I love
Grace.
Her.
So ironically, she's going to play Emma between the ages. This is 1989, so she's about 5 years old, give or take.
Okay.
Between season 5 and season 6, she's going to play Emma between the ages of about 5 and 10, which ironically, because she's 9, give or take, when they filmed this. But she looks like somewhere between 9 and 10. Yeah. She grew up a lot because she looks much more mature, looking more accurate to a 10-year-old.
Can't wait to see her
in the next season. We'll do her IMDb later because I do have her on here since we'll see her every once in a while. But I found this out in the commentary before they had filmed season 5. McKenna and Jennifer Morrison were in a movie together.
Oh, which one?
They were both in Amityville: The Awakening in 2017.
No way.
Yeah, they're both in that. So they filmed that in early 2015, I guess, or somewhere mid 2015. And Jen said she was talking to McKenna, and she's like, in her head, she's like, wow, you would be a really good young version of me in something. Cut to 2 months later, she's cast as young Emma.
That's perfect.
Is adorable, and it's
right up there with the casting though for young Snow.
Yeah, she's so good.
You weren't kidding. We went straight Arthurian, and I love it. But that one of the guys that the King Arthur Lancelot ended up talking to, I swear he's the guy from Sonic, the new Sonic movies. It looks just like him.
Maybe which one?
He might be. I'm trying to remember which one. He was the
one that gets dissolved, or the one that doesn't.
Oh fuck, I don't remember.
Well, because
I watched this yesterday.
Well, because you've seen Lancelot before, you know him.
Yeah, I know him. I know Lancelot. It's not Lancelot, obviously. The guy with the beard.
Oh, so not okay, so not the guy that plays for Percival, the guy that played Kay?
I think so.
Okay, hang on.
So you know this a lot better than I do?
Well, Percival didn't have a beard, so I could figure, and also they didn't say his name. So hang on. We haven't had to Google things in a while.
You Google.
I think he was in the new Sonic movies.
Yeah, I think he's
he Agent Stone.
Yeah.
No, he is in the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. You were correct.
I was like, I even pulled Steven aside as I'm watching. I was like, isn't that who I think it is? And he was like, I don't know. So,
men are so helpful.
Shut up, watch. So, the fucking Dark Man. The fucking dagger
Mm-hmm.
is the tip of Excalibur.
Uh-huh.
I like this.
It's really, really good. And it also gives a lot of breath to what he said in in Lady of the Lake. That was not Lady of the Lake. In it's season 3. Lost Girl, 302. When Charming does the whole fake Excalibur thing, and Rumple says to her, "Everyone knows it's in Camelot." He knows a lot more about that than he lets on.
Oh, I did have a few lines, but we're gonna go down them as I get through my notes.
I probably have a lot of the same, honestly.
Oh, I know you have this one. It's not like she rode off on a unicorn. She got sucked up by a vortex of evil.
Oh no, I don't have that one. I have put that thing down before you hurt yourself, Skyliner.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
I was like, nice, a wand. I mean, for apprentice, but wand.
Yeah, right. Now we have his wand.
We have his wand. And I did like, you want to see soft? Why don't I use that hook to show you your intestines? I was like, oh, there's my Regina I love.
They they said in the commentary, they love watching Colin and Lana fight. It's so intense, but also so deeply funny. And they're not wrong.
Like, Hook in this
is a lot. There's a lot going on for him. Yeah.
Seeing, because like that does show his love for Emma, and like he wants to save her, he wants to be there for her, and it was so fucking good. And I really, really loved his character arc in this, because like that is how, like, if a man is in love with you, yes, he better fight for you. He better be looking for you, do everything he can. Yes, he made a dumb decision with the whole Zelena thing, but at the same time, he tried. It's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts. The line specifically being, "You let her out. Technically, I let her escape." Moron.
Yep.
Like, that's all you need.
I really, really liked them using Rumple as the guide.
It gives him something to do, especially since his character is unconscious.
Yeah, he's a little comatose.
A little bit.
But it was just such a good way of doing it, because there's something about like Bobby and her play off of each other so well.
Yeah.
Like, she did such a good job. Like, I'm actually like it, except for like right there in the end when she got like super, super evil. I was just kind of like, I want to laugh at the hair.
Yeah, out of context of what happens in between those bits, that's very jarring. But it's also because I feel like we haven't seen a whole lot of Jen and Bobby like together since season 1.
We haven't.
Like, really, like season 2, they really didn't have a whole. Maybe yes, okay. Season 2, I'll say like the bit with them going to find Neil, because since then they haven't had a whole lot of time to really be like at odds with each other if it's not part of a greater group.
Yeah. So it's been really interesting seeing that dynamic. Love bringing Merida in with the Will-o'-the-Wisp. Like, that was actually a really good way to write a character in my opinion. It's a good way. Like, it's because you want to kind of like bring these characters in and do that and everything. So it was a really nice way of seeing them do that without killing someone off.
Yes.
They're
not killing off Rumpelstiltskin.
No.
Not yet.
Well, I meant Merida.
Oh, Merida too. They're
like
also
Merida.
They're also not killing her off. She's
great actress for that.
Oh, she's fantastic. I have her IMDb as well. She's there. Because I think they felt like they needed another, like, an almost an outside character for this part, which I definitely agree with, and I'll go into that with the commentary stuff that they did. But Merida pops up throughout the storylines. She's not like integral, but she's there.
She makes sense with a Camelot storyline, though. Like, it makes sense logistically for that. I loved the line, "You need a hobby, something to take your mind off the terrible things you're going to do. Do you like knitting?"
Do you like knitting?
I love it so much.
She does find a hobby. We'll find out what that is at some point.
Oh, joy.
Not knitting.
Zelena's insane.
Yes, she is.
My God. Like, cutting off her own hand? I was like, jeez.
The commentary, we got the confirmation that they had originally planned to have Killian do that in 404 with his hand. And it was the network that was like, they got a little squeamish about that possibly. And I wrote this down, and I feel like this makes sense, because having Zelena do it makes more sense. It's not repetitive, because we didn't see Killian do it last season, so that's good. She's extremely unhinged, so cutting off her own hand, yep, that makes perfect sense. But C, she can grow her hand back. He couldn't.
Yeah.
So like, her dismembering herself, it can go back to normal immediately. And like, I think they wrote in the script for him, it was like with a meat cleaver.
Oh my God.
So like, it would have been a little gruesome. This, less so.
Still gruesome, but like the immediate growing back of the hand, I think, is what saves that.
I wrote down, it's a perfect storm for crazy.
Yeah, Zelena with those pregnancy hormones. No,
little bit.
No, thank you. Nope. Mm-mm.
You know, she's trying to meditate. Go away, Regina. You're ruining my chi.
I love the portal being a tornado. It's just funny.
It makes sense.
It
For
makes
Zelena,
sense.
makes
Like,
perfect
it
sense.
works. Outdoors, adults only.
Yes.
I love Leroy
1000%.
coming in like, fuck you, I'm going with you.
Well, yeah, because he's like, how do you think we feel when we get asked about the adventure and we say no one invited us to come along? Like,
yeah,
I understand. It's a little bit of getting the band back together because we haven't really seen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in a very long time because I'm going to guess getting that many actors together is expensive.
Yeah, it can be expensive having your full cast joining up together,
which
is usually safe for finales.
Yeah, but I think with having this is not the last tornado portal we see this season, ironically enough. I think that's more they're hinting at Oz is going to have a bigger role to play throughout the season.
Well, Zelena said she wanted to go back there, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on with her and as the season goes on.
I would not give Emma the dagger though. I was like, what are y'all doing? That's a bad
They trust
idea.
her. I mean, I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it. Like, I wouldn't be doing that. No, thank you.
No.
And then I got mad.
Okay, why'd you get mad?
Amnesia again?
Again.
Can we stop with the amnesia?
I'm trying to think. Did we do it? There's at least one more time off the top of my head that we're doing amnesia.
It's like that one episode of Futurama where like you have Calculon who over and over is just like, oh, I have amnesia. I'm like, can we stop doing this? Pick a different method.
I'm pretty sure the only other time after this is season 7, I think.
It's just they keep doing it.
It's a very overused, overplayed trope at this point because, like, that was their key. We're getting into that part of the season, part of the show, really, where I say that like they continually write themselves into a barrel and then force their way out again. Like that we're getting a little into that. It's like where do we go from here? And it's we're gonna time jump and everyone's lost their memories
again.
I will say, for what happens in this arc, it is necessary. I don't entirely agree with how parts of it work, but that's a conversation for like 509, 510.
That's a while away.
It's a conversation for a big reveal at the end of the arc.
Fun. Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got. That was that was a time.
Yeah, it was an episode. Like I was like, I forgot. Like it's a big episode to open out on. I don't have too many fun facts that aren't commentary notes or guest actor IMDb's. The main one really being that as of this episode 501, Sean McGuire and Rebecca Mader are now series regulars.
I like it. I mean, definitely Sean McGuire, please.
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna say something. I can't do it. Never mind. We're gonna just let that thought go away.
Oh?
I can't say anything. I can't even tease it. No. Trust me, you don't want me to. I just like making these things happening. I like making these things seem worse and worse for you.
What the fuck? What are you doing to me?
I'm tormenting you because it's fun.
I guess that's my job now.
You basically, yeah.
I get it everywhere now. I get it at home. I get it with you. I get it at work. I give up. I give up.
Yeah. But actually, it was because I liked something. I'll talk about the fun facts in a second, but because we're on topic of Bex and Sean, because they when for San Diego Comic-Con for that summer, the two of them did a lot of the press stuff together. Like Lana was mostly doing stuff by herself, but it was the two of them. And because they did kind of they mentioned the unwilling aspect of Robin. They did mention, I'm like, thank you for not overlooking that. Zelena, was being Zelena, and then you have Regina just going, you can still deliver a baby without a tongue. Like, that's good response. But apparently it really took a lot of answering the same questions for Bex to go, it hadn't really occurred to me how awful the thing I did was until I was asked for the 5th time what I thought of that. I'm like, wow, that's really evil. Cause like, you can't get rid of me. I'm stuck for the next 18 years. Like, I'm just like, it's like a smell that just lingers. You can't get rid of it. It took that to figure that out.
Like having that many people ask you should have known that from reading the script.
It took you like a couple hours today to figure that out, but
because her also sitting there to like act, she's like, oh, it was horrible. Like talking about like the actual act of being with him was so horrible. And I'm just saying, dude,
if it makes you feel better, I didn't enjoy it.
Like, good God.
I really don't know.
We already know it's bad as it is. I love him figuring out immediately that it's Zelena, though. He immediately was like, nope, you're not her.
And Lana does such a good job with that because there's a little bit in the way when like he looks at her and she goes, "What?" She does a little thing with her head. I can't entirely explain what it is. Like that reads as Zelena to me, and then she does the same thing everyone else does, which is the little like grin before turning into Zelena.
It was so good
because like this is the first season. Lana attributes the summer of 2015 of like when like her and Bex's relationship like formed because they went to one of the Brazil conventions and like it was like that trip, and then they started like doing a lot more traveling together, and like that she's like that's where like we went from being like coworkers who get on together to like, oh no, you're my family.
When did we hit that point?
I'll see if I can find a couple. I don't know when did we fight.
When did we
What's
reach
the
that
win
point?
on that?
It just happened, right? Like one day we woke up, you're like, you're mine.
Basically, yes.
You're stuck with me.
You're not allowed to go anywhere. Well,
800 miles away.
800 miles away. But it's like, no, because my brain just went to when you texted me after Peaches going, "You're not allowed to die." But I think it was before that.
I was crying like a baby. I was like, Lauren, don't leave me, which is still ironic to this day because
we live 800 miles apart.
It'd be the other way around.
It would be, yeah.
Because I have a heart condition.
You do.
Not POTS, just,
just generic heart condition.
Just generic? I don't know about generic. I don't know. Is SVT generic?
I don't know.
Did I get the generic heart condition?
Maybe.
I love you. Oh my God.
But I'll see at some point. I'll see if I can find some of those videos of the two of them, because the Brazil conventions, honestly, like remember the videos I remember from those, kind of nuts. So I don't know what it was about those conventions that the cast members just decided, let's forget all media training.
Who needs it?
Who needs media training?
Fans like the chaos.
It was like the Brazil conventions, the France conventions, where like the cast was like, hey, who needs media training and like saying things that won't get me fired?
Who cares? We're fine. We've got funding.
Basically. So I do have a couple of IMDb's for us to go through. I'll go through my notes, and then we have commentary notes. So it's a good time. So much.
Let's go.
So Liam Garrigan is the man who's playing Arthur this season. Okay. He did audition or I don't know if he auditioned. They said he was in the running for a role earlier, ironically for Killian's brother Liam. Liam. But there's something going on scheduling wise. Either they couldn't get him in from England or something just wasn't working out. So it went to the other actor who ends up portraying him. But we did get him in as Arthur. He is an English actor from Yorkshire, England. He has 41 acting credits from the last 22 years, mostly UK productions, like not a lot of stuff that I recognized. His first project was on a show called Holby City. He also worked on shows such as The Chase, 24, Live Another Day, Spotless, and most recently he was on The Outlaws, The Long Shadow, and most recently the miniseries Moonflower Murders.
Interesting.
He was also on a show that I've actually found out called Doctors, which Amy Mason, who plays Merida, was also on. They just weren't on the same episode. That looked like a soap opera. So Amy, to transition so expertly, Amy Manson, is I can read my own notes. I wrote her name down wrong. That's on me. Amy Manson is a Scottish actress. She has 46 acting credits. I just mentioned Doctors, also mostly UK products. She was on the Starz series, The White Princess, that they did with Jodie Comer. She was part of one of the Doctor Who podcast series. And most recently, she was on the Netflix show, The Diplomat.
Oh. I don't know if I watched that one.
And
Netflix has some good stuff, but like a lot of it, I'm just like, not my vibe.
Yeah, that's fair. And ironically, the one with the most acting credits is the 9-year-old at the time. 9-year-old.
Right at the time. Now it's even bigger.
She's 19. McKenna Grace plays young Emma, and we'll talk about the guy that played the usher that gave her that prophecy before. We'll talk about him later. He's not needed right now. Once we have more information about him, we'll talk about him. But so McKenna Grace is currently as of recording, is 19 years old. At the time of filming this, Once Upon a Time, she was 9. She started acting in 2013 at the age of 7. That was her first credited role. And since 2013, so we're talking in the 12 years that she's been acting, she has 71 acting credits.
She's phenomenal.
She's amazing, but damn, let this girl take a break.
She just got the role of a lifetime, too.
I mean, yeah.
Like, perfect casting.
Absolutely. She's going to be fantastic in Sunrise.
She is, oh crap, what's her name?
Maisley.
Maisley. Like, she can embody Maisley better than anybody else in
Oh,
this
she's going to be
thing.
great.
I think. Like, she's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for this movie.
It's going to be great.
That one's going to be funny for me.
Yeah.
Well, I got 2 people I have to go see it.
This is true. But now for people that don't know what we're talking about, well, she's going to be in the upcoming Sunrise on the Reaping movie, but you may have seen her in other projects such as The Vampire Diaries, I, Tonya, Ready Player One, Captain Marvel, Fuller House, Gifted, the most recent Ghostbusters movies, as well as Young Sheldon.
She's in everything, and she's phenomenal.
She's in everything, and she was also in The Handmaid's Tale. I didn't write that down also.
Yep.
But like it's fun because she's like, for so long her career was playing the young versions of other actors, and recently she did something.
Captain Marvel. She's a young Carol.
She's young Carol. She's the young Tanya and I, Tanya, young Emma. Like she mostly does that. But like I think she was in something recently where there was a younger version of her character. She's finally gotten old enough to be the older version.
Wow. She's just such a good actress.
She is. I do, and I understand why they did this. I'm also not complaining. Having the sword and the stone be up on the screen.
It was nice.
It was great to see that, but also I know that movie a little too well. Because they showed Merlin. They wanted to make sure they showed Merlin. And then they cut to the scene of him pulling the sword out of the stone. Those scenes are nowhere near each other in that movie.
No, I haven't watched it in a really long time. I need to show it to the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those aren't close to each other at all.
Because that scene, it's just him and Archimedes, and at that point Merlin has gone away. So like they wanted to make sure you saw Merlin, that way you can make certain connections and everything. But at the same time, we're like, my head's just like, I love this movie too much to be like, nope, that's not how that works.
Yep.
But also, like, this was 1989. I feel like by then it wasn't so much the you walk in whenever you want as the movie's playing anymore. In like the almost 90s.
No, I don't think you could. Like, if you were late to the movie, you could still get in.
But she walked in at the end of the movie.
Did she?
But well, she walked. I mean, to that context, that scene's at the end of the movie.
I mean, it was easier to do so. I think
probably
at that time.
You probably still get in. They don't probably, if you paid for the ticket, they don't care. But
yeah,
like I feel like the social norm of just kind of walking into the movie theater whenever and just maybe like sitting into watching it to rerun,
like a kid that's not really noticeable.
Well, she was part of a group at first.
True. I
don't know. I don't know because she's only 5.
I'm not sure then.
This is me putting real world logic on their thing of we want to show the certain aspects of the Sword and the Stone without having Emma like sit through a whole movie. I get that. My brain's just like,
but like you could have, shown her come in, sit, chill.
Yeah, we had her stealing the candy bar.
Eat some food. You could do something very quickly that could show passing of time, but
yeah,
it's Once Upon a Time.
This is true. They don't always.
They just like to pass time and go amnesia.
Yes, just go amnesia. So with Emma how'd you feel about Emma just popping up out of the primordial ooze that is the Vault of the Dark One?
It was interesting.
Yeah, it's
her
dramatic.
Costume was also interesting. I was like, that's an interesting way to dress her.
It's the birth of the Dark One.
It's weird.
So much of that is like different than what we've normally seen, obviously.
Especially on Emma.
Yeah. I think I understand why she did it. I feel like her voice is a little too low at that point in her darkness for like, I understand what she's trying to do, but I'm like, I think you would still talk normally at first if nothing of you has physically changed. Because even Rumple, his voice didn't start going crazy until he really went crazy.
Yeah. He
still sounded the same like that first couple of days. So, but like with that one, like I get why they did that one because traditionally what we've seen so far of the Dark One passing power is through stabbing of the dagger.
Yeah.
And since she was more sucked up into the vortex of evil, it makes sense that she's going to be because since she isn't
sentence.
Right. What I wrote down was the Dark Swan was forged, not made.
I like that.
Because she was sucked into the vortex of evil. She's not made in the traditional stance. So it makes sense that she would kind of erupt from that origin of the Dark One as opposed to what we normally see. So
yeah.
But also, so we have some world building as to why the portals work with the wand.
Yeah.
But it does make sense. His whole thing is it has to be wielded as it was forged with both sides of the coin, light and dark. This explains why portals are difficult for most other magic users because they generally only use one or the other.
Yeah, you don't tend to have someone who uses both.
Yeah, so That makes perfect sense. We'll see more about like the apprentice and everything. I guess we'll get more context for him, I guess, in 507 and Nimue. That's really like that's like our big
Nimue. I am ready for that.
Big like Merlin backstory episode.
Oof. You know how much I love Arthurian
ironically
and all that.
Named after a woman. Not him.
Nimue, all that. Oh god. See, I grew up on the Merlin with Helena Bonham Carter and Sam Neill and all of them. Like that, I watched. It was a 2 VHS set too, because it's a long one.
Yeah,
and I was obsessed with it, and I would watch it over and over again growing up. So like, it's because it was a really good adaptation. It was really good, actually. So yeah, no, you've got me. I am seated. I am ready. I am excited. Like it, which is rare, I think. Because for most of the time, Once Upon a Time, I'm like, okay, Queens of Darknesses, I loved.
Yeah, I'll say you were excited for the Queens of Darkness.
I wasn't like seated for Frozen. I was just like, okay, they did Frozen. And it was good.
Like this is my analysis of the different things. So, like you were cautiously ready to go for like probably the first 2 seasons. Season 3 immediately turned you off, which understandable.
Oh yeah, but I kept going. I stayed dedicated
because I promised you it got better, and it did. Yes, I just feel like Frozen. You were again kind of along for the ride because I was so excited about it, and then Queens of Darkness you were much more excited for. That's my read on your responses.
Yeah, that's really I think how it's gone. But now we've reached this point where it's my interest. Like this one is specifically my interest, and I'm just like, here we go. Am I gonna be mad?
Not at all. And the next arc is the Underworld, which is my niche.
I love that too, though. Like, give me that. I'm morbid as fuck.
Give me a queer adult, and I will show you a kid that had a massive Greek mythology face.
As like me and my friend were playing Hades today, talking about Greek mythology and how Theseus is a cunt. So you're okay.
Theseus is a cunt. That doesn't change.
Theseus is a cunt. Well, my friend didn't know that, like, even in the mythology, that Theseus is Theseus. Because they are in the game too, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that." I was like, "Yeah, he is."
I forgot in my own book because I was narrating the end of Elysium Awaits the other day, and because literally the only men in that book are the guards that kidnap Persephone.
Oh God,
those are the only men. Everyone else is woman or non-binary, and the only ones that get named are Minos, Theseus, and Jason. Those are the only men, and they're the kidnappers.
That checks out, though, especially with Theseus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it works. No, my friend doesn't know their Greek mythology, so it was just a very fun moment for me of like, yeah, no, Theseus, yeah.
Nah, he's gonna get a crash course in that one. Have you gone down your rant about how the Hunger Games is essentially a retelling of Theseus and the Minotaur?
I have not. You have to help me brush. You will help me brush up on that one before I do it. But he has gotten the Jurassic Park rant.
Okay, fair.
So I have not done the dragon rant yet. He'll get that this week.
Oh, you're sparing him.
No, we just keep getting distracted.
Fair. No, that's fair. Well, when I was a teacher, so off topic, doesn't matter.
I know, right?
When I was a teacher, one of the projects I ran with my high school students was to analyze a classic tale and then other iterations of it. So whether that be like, one culture doing a story like fairy tales. Like Snow White is in a bunch of different cultures. So if you analyze, like two classic versions versus 2 current ones, stuff like that. More than I was expecting, kids picked Theseus and the Minotaur because they wanted to read the Hunger Games.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to reread Theseus
and the
Minotaur, honestly.
Yeah. There's a lot of analyses online about that.
Well, like I enjoyed Ariadne, but that was a different route with the Minotaur. That was very different route for the Minotaur.
No, that's Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, right?
Yes.
Jennifer Saint. Was the one that for me solidified why I can't read those books.
No, I feel you. Like even when I'm like looking for a book to read, if I pick anything that's like in that realm, you're like, pick the other thing.
Literally. Well, one of them, you sent me one, it was The Wolf Den. That's when I actually tried reading. I'm like, it's not good.
That one's Sparta, right?
I think
that one's Spartan women.
That one I got stuck on at one point. There was Dick Lamps.
I'm sorry, there was what?
Yeah, it's at some point I was listening to the audiobook on a road trip, and that book, we only made it about 2 hours before I was like, can we please listen to anything else? But yeah, there's like a whole chapter about them going to find lamps shaped like penises.
I mean, I know they're Greek, but why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Like anymore. The Greek or the Greek?
Well, they worked the main character. They worked in a brothel. But yeah. Yeah, that's my stuff. And it's everyone.
I own it, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you give it a shot.
I'll give that a shot one day.
The usual stance of just because I don't enjoy this, feel free to do what you want. And also, if you like it, tell me. I would like to hear someone's positive response to it.
Yeah, and we've always had this discussion because I think we feel the same about oh shit, what's the fucking name of the book? Song of Achilles.
Yeah,
I think we feel pretty similar on that one. But then I love Cersei, so it's reading is subjective. And now we continue because
with media is subjective.
We say this at least every other week.
Yeah, we do. Regina trying with the wand though was giving from Popular, like, I will now turn this beautiful coat into a ball gown. Ball gown.
Ball gown.
Ball gown. It's not working. Why isn't this working? So let's give it a little bit of that. Regina also is a case of she still needs to, it's a little bit of she's gone too light, but also I think there's still a confidence issue there with her.
Yeah.
That Zelena doesn't lack because Zelena is missing some brain cells. So, because also Zelena being able to wield that one, I think the implication there is because she's pregnant.
That makes sense.
So she's got light and dark in her. She's the darkness, the fetus is the light.
Well, he said the wand was made with light magic.
He said it was forged with both sides of the coin. Light and dark.
Yeah,
that's why. So that's why it needs to be. That's why Regina, her response of, I guess that's my cue, because she would be the one because she's wielded both light and dark magic. Zelena using it works perfectly fine. I have no issues with this.
Tornado's just gonna funny.
It was a really good thing to add, and it does imply that we're going to see a little bit more of Oz and some more stuff there. And I can't say much else, but there is an episode called Ruby Slippers.
That's fair.
So we got something going on. But we do have so with all this being in the Enchanted Forest, they pretty much set up very, very quickly that where Emma lands is the Enchanted Forest, or at least that same realm of fairy tale land, which furthers my thing of the Enchanted Forest is a kingdom, not a realm.
Okay.
Because the Enchanted Forest is what they called Misthaven last season. So on this plane of existence, what we know so far of kingdoms, we've got the Enchanted Forest, we've got Camelot, and we've got Dunbrach so far.
Okay.
We'll find out there's a couple of others that'll pop up. But they're on their own plane of existence. Wonderland is a completely different realm.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
Portal is needed for some.
Portal is needed for Wonderland, but in the general fairy tale land plane of existence, there's a couple different kingdoms.
Is there one needed for Oz as well?
Yeah, Oz is a completely different plane of existence.
Okay.
Because that was the tornado took her from there.
Yeah.
Took her from the Enchanted Forest. So yeah, that's also Oz also needs portals.
World building. It's important.
World building. It is occasionally. They did finally call her Nurse Ratched. This is the first time it's said out loud. I
love it. Yeah.
It's said out loud the first time. And also I love Henry going, my mom is really good with magic, not so much with passwords. She uses my birthday for everything. You think she'd figure it out after a bank statement or two.
You're right. And I loved Hook and Henry's relationship in this and them banding together to save, they're one of the moms. Because I love this dynamic that we have. I was waiting for this dynamic. I'm really happy that we've made it here where Emma and Regina very much are co-parenting.
Yep.
But it's also very clear that Regina's mommy.
Yes.
And I fucking love it. This is the co-parenting we love to see.
Exactly. And it's the right parent. There's co-parenting, but the right parent is still the primary parent.
Exactly.
As she should be. I already said my ever iconic line of, you let her out, technically I let her escape. Moron. It's just that interaction is just the immediate response is just moron, nothing else. There's a blooper from that scene of him saying the line of if you like not having Emma around, some of that. But he stays in that same cadence of yelling at her and just goes, "No, that's wrong. I'm doing it again." He flipped the line somehow. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he just keeps "No, that's wrong." And he tries again. Because there's actually a significant blooper brain rot for this season. Even though I don't think I've watched this one that many times, but I guess.
Yeah, well, I got 6 months until I get to.
The important ones stick, is what I can say. And a lot of them are ironically Hook.
And if you want to watch me watch blooper reels at the end of each season, guess where you can find those?
Our $1 a month Patreon. Link is in the bio. Link is in the show notes.
Look, it's a great time. I'm telling you guys. It's great
time. You good content. You get Katie watching the bloopers. You get book club. You get exclusive videos that we don't put out for everybody else. We give you, we I would say we give
monthly
a dollar's
coffee
worth of
chats.
content. Monthly coffee chats. We give I'd say we give at least $1 worth a month of content. That's all
I'd
that's
hope
all it
so.
costs. Yeah, that's what we charge. So
the unscripted coffee chats are probably the best part of it, in my opinion.
We gotta figure
Because
out
they're
what to do that for this month.
unscripted.
They are unscripted.
Oh shit.
We do gotta figure that out.
Sorry, scheduling is so much fun right now.
Scheduling is the best, and also Lauren is gonna be gone for a week.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But this was also one of my favorite lines. I see you fixed the clock. It'd be a shame to break it again. Although it might be fun to see Robin fly like one of his arrows.
It was, God, her lines are always so good and so
Zelena,
maniacal.
Because she's unhinged.
I love her.
She's got even better ones coming up. She's got a whole thing in 507 that is one of my better performing bad impression voiceovers. Because it's I think I do a good impression, but also because she's just unhinged and it's fantastic.
You can tell I haven't recorded in a while and I haven't talked like this in a while. I keep yawning. I'm not used to this anymore. We took too long of a break.
Yeah, you guys haven't had a break. We've been off for 3 weeks. And even then, we've been off from Once Upon a Time for 4 weeks because we took... We had one episode, because in between, we just did our Beaches episode.
I went a whole month without watching the show, man.
I know.
It's like Colleen all over again.
Well, I was like, this is I would say kind of close to how it was in the fandom, although we had to wait 5 months.
I'm so happy I don't.
Because, the episodes, because they ended in the end of May and they began in the end of September. So, yeah, about 5 months, give or take.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm. But with Zelena, though, with all of that, her whole thing of now I have someone to love me and only me, this goes into her reasonings for having the child. Because I don't know if I agree with we have a child because we want that unconditional love. Not a great reason to have a kid.
That's not a good reason to have a kid?
No.
At all.
But people do, a lot of times the misunderstanding of that situation is that she got pregnant specifically to spite Regina. And I don't think that's really the case. Because
she wants to feel love.
She wants to feel love. That's what all of them are after. They all want love. They just go about it maybe not the best ways. But at the time when she got pregnant, she had no reason to believe Regina would figure it out and come back for Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So, her getting pregnant specifically to spite Regina, she also doesn't know Regina's whole infertility thing anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's never, I would say that the child is never a slight against Regina.
Okay.
That's my analysis of this. We will see more growth from Zelena as the season goes on. She's maniacal. She'll remain that way. But especially when it comes to being a mother, we'll see growth with her. So we'll just put that there. Their whole thing of wanting to take the kid away, I understand the protective nature of this is my child. You can't take them. You can't take them away. At the same time, she's unhinged and potentially dangerous. I don't blame them.
Honestly.
So there's that. But also using grannies as the mode to in the tornado. It's a choice.
The fryers are shot.
The fryers are shut, but the backup generators are working.
Because, seeing Leroy mad, too. He's like, yeah, I want onion rings.
Right? But I do, with the outfit that they have her in at the very end, the official Dark Swan outfit, it is a little Odette versus Odile, Black Swan kind of aspect.
The hair threw me off. I was like, the hair's too white.
It's literally that spray dye that they used. I think
it was jarring.
If I remember correctly, they get a little better with it. Also that lighting made it look weird.
It really did. I was like, what the fuck?
I especially loved the feathers in her hair.
No, I did like the feathers, yeah.
A lot of thought went into that.
And I appreciate that. It's just it was jarring.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that was the goal.
Yeah, of course. It's shocking.
Doesn't mean I liked it. It doesn't mean I liked it.
Yeah. It's just, it did what it's supposed to. It's meant to be shocking. Whether you like it or not is your own thing. Jen was a big fan of the black, I'll be honest, because she loved that she got to wear black basically for the first time, I think, the entire series. Because she's like, they asked her how she felt about the costume, and she's like, I was never really allowed to wear black because Emma is always, especially in season 1, she was the pop of color in the colorless the colorless town. So she asks can she wear black, and they'd always go, what's wrong with wearing red? So she was very happy to get to wear black leather. I don't think the shoes were all that comfortable, but the outfits were fun.
I love me some black.
Yes,
clothing. It's all I own.
Mm-hmm. So this episode was accompanied by commentary. I did kind of sprinkle in some of my commentary notes. This section shouldn't be as long as it normally is. But this is actually the point where we're getting less and less commentary. Because in the past, we've gotten at least 5 episodes, I would say, usually of commentary, if not 4. I think season 4 only had 4 that I had access to, I think. Because there was one that was a Blu-ray exclusive. But so this one only has 3 episodes with commentary. It'll be this one, 508 Birth, and then the first part of the season finale. And then both season 6 and season 7 will only have 1 episode with commentary each, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
Season 6 only had commentary in 603. And then season 7 only has 2 episodes with commentary, but 1 is a Blu-ray exclusive, which I don't have access to. So we will only have commentary on season 7 for the season 7 premiere.
Gotcha.
So just the hour-long episodes, because Lauren keeps going on tangents, don't last that much longer, apparently. We'll see. Apparently, they all really loved Liam, which I thought, I mean, he just apparently was a great actor to work with, but also just he's, and I'm sure you'll attest this, a very attractive man. Because Jen said, like, she remembers the first time that, like, she saw him ride up on the horse at the end of the episode, and her reaction was like, yes, I will come with you to Camelot. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, let's go.
I'll go wherever you need me to.
Wherever you need. And towards the very end when they did that, Eddie was like, yep, everybody, the entire cast had a crush on him. The women, the men, didn't matter. You got Jen, Jen's face is saying, like, yes, I will make you a mixtape. And then he goes, Lee, even Grumpy's like, I'm not so grumpy right now. I'm dreamy today.
Right?
Like,
I'm dreamy
they're all
today.
enamored with him, which is just like,
look at him.
I think it's the eyes. He's got like
those eyes,
those bright blue eyes with the dark hair, which again, Colin has too.
Yeah,
we're used to looking at his face though.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
See, I'm having this like thing, like I'm bi, and I'm usually that bisexual that's like, yeah, there's men, but then women. Lately, I have issues. Apparently, I'm like, men are great. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. I can't.
A lot.
I can't relate. A lot.
You cannot relate.
Cannot relate. I
mean, it's part. I'll blame Once Upon a Time a little bit.
Yeah.
Between Colin alone, like.
I can say Colin, Sean, very attractive men, and Sean, I can attest, equally as attractive in person.
He's aged so gracefully.
He has.
It's wonderful. I made the joke earlier today. I was like, I'm really at that age where I'm looking at, like the older generation, a little bit younger too. Like both ends are like really nice right now. And it's not fun as a 30-year-old.
Well, I think that's because the younger generation looks older than they're supposed to. That's why they look so good right now. Because for some reason, because for some reason, Gen Z did not age properly.
No, but
they should still look 12 and they don't.
But then people can't figure out my age. The amount of people that have met me and they're just like, how old are you? I was like, how old do you think I am? They're like, there's no way you're over 25. And I'm like, baby, thank you.
Well, my brother, he was at a pool party last week and he was talking to somebody and she said something and he went, well, how old do you think I am? And she went, I don't know, 29. And he went, 34, but thanks.
Most people think I'm between 22 and 25 when they meet me. And I'm like, part of that is my height, I will admit.
Yeah.
Part of it's my height, but I'm going to keep using that to my advantage.
Yeah, honestly.
So, like, I'm sorry, you think I'm you think I'm in my 20s? Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, it's because I didn't smoke cigarettes for too long.
Exactly. I never smoked.
I did while I worked in
I don't go
working
outside.
F&B. The only way you can get a break in some restaurants is if you smoke cigarettes. So.
Yeah.
I wanted a break.
I got carded the other day.
How'd that go?
I mean, it was fine. I was buying cider at a beer and soda place.
Am I ever gonna be carded again?
I don't know, but like, because the woman she asked for my date. And I just went, oh yeah, sure. And she's looking at it, and I've stopped having that nervous thing of please think this is a real ID. I'm almost 30, like. But she looks at it, she went, okay, you're good. And she didn't say sorry, but she said, like, she's like, oh yeah, you're good. And I was like, I know what I look like. It's fine. Like,
well, like, because they don't really have to look closely at ours. We have a 19.
Well, I did tell her the story of like, because I've had people occasionally that like, it's because like, she just went like, oh, you're good. That's the great response. I told her, like, I've had people go like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what does that mean? My usual response to that is, yeah, I know. It starts with a 1. I'm aware. It's my birthday.
Oh no, they're from the 1900s.
The 1900s. Like, I didn't give you my ID because I thought you were gonna like find out that I wasn't over 21. Like,
right?
I don't know. People are weird.
See, I used to have kids with me, like, so when I was drinking, I have my children I birthed. Most people wouldn't
Mhm.
card me because they're just like, "These are yours? Here, I'm giving you a drink."
Yeah, here you go.
But now I'm at 464 days sober. I'm really proud of it.
Snaps for Katie.
As I drink a blueberry tea,
Mhm. That
liquid
looks
death.
like beer.
It's called Blueberry Buzzsaw.
Mhm.
Steven got himself a nice can of Dead Billionaire today.
Nice. They spent a lot of the commentary. I was telling you this before. I didn't write down so much of it, mainly because some of it was them saying things I can't talk about because they were talking about stuff from the end of the arc, which they have a tendency to do, which is annoying on my part. But
Well, it
also
would
they
really
were
suck if you're like wanting to watch commentary and you haven't seen the rest of
well,
the
they
season
do
too.
put that spoiler thing. They're like, this talks about plot points from later in the season. So if you haven't
Okay.
watched that yet, we don't recommend you watch this. Like they do say that, so you can make that informed choice. But a lot of this was like talking about her portraying the darkness and how she has to do that in different eras throughout the entire season. And this was a case of she said it was tricky for her, but like as the actor, they gave her like the tentpole moments she's going for, so she knows of like the different moments of like early darkness, middle darkness, late darkness, what that's all meaning for her. But you don't get everything up front. So like as each script comes in, she have to figure out where like what layers to slot that in. And it was very important to make sure she got that right. So she was keeping track of a timeline, I'm assuming.
Damn. That's
Um,
work.
it is work, but she did say the white paint was what the white dye was like the spray dye kind of stuff, which that stuff ruins your hair. So I hope it's like a
It
better version than
does.
better than the ones you can get in like Party City. But I think she does a great job of the different portrayals. I think you do see that trajectory throughout the course of the season. Because she said people did come up to her and say like, "Oh, it looks like you dyed your hair back," like because they thought that they did it chronologically, which they didn't. But she's like, "No, sometimes like Dark Swan and Camelot would be the same day.
Oh, wow.
Like figure like maybe Camelot during the day when they're out in the forest, and then Dark Swan is at night. Like sometimes it's how it works.
A lot of work.
So it is." And they wanted to show, especially with the dark one, because we're seeing Emma trying so hard not to give into it.
Yeah, she's
That
working really
especially
hard at that.
with the darkness and how it goes, it doesn't turn you into a bad person. It amplifies the things that are already there. So like with Rumpel, I would say this, like it turned him into someone who had the excuse to now like hurt the people that wronged him. But it was, at least at the very beginning, was out of protectiveness for Bay. Like it's amplifying that which is already there, just to like the umpteenth degree. It's giving you permission to do the things you think but don't do. So I like that, and we'll see that more as the season progresses as well. Because Jen said, especially with Emma, at any given moment, you'll see you'll see a certain amount of darkness poke through, depending on who she's talking to. Like with Henry, she's like, Henry almost entirely neutralizes her darkness. What like you're seeing like the minimal amount there possible. But with Merida, she has no emotional attachment to her whatsoever. So you're going to see her kind of almost give in towards the very end. But I did love this. So when they were doing the Merida thing, and they were fortunate enough to get Pixar's okay, obviously, to go with this, they got to talk to some of the writers and producers of Brave. And they got to see some of the designs and like the patterns. Like the pattern on her bow and the tartan on her cape are the exact patterns from the movie.
I love that.
That is really, really good detail.
And respectful.
Very respectful. Because if they just made one up, that could have been a problem.
Well, it's just like, especially with Scottish culture and
the tartans, they have meaning.
That's happened, they all have meaning. It's very important for their culture. Like there's a lot that goes on with like, the other places surrounding Great Britain. Because they got hit first.
Yeah. They did. I think we were talking about this in the episode that came out today, not so much earlier, but so much of like the torturing your actors for a good shot. Because they're saying a lot of like the outdoor scenes, like at night, like the scene where she's talking to Rumpel in her head and Merida hears her, like that's probably like 3 a.m. in the middle of the forest, probably cold. It is summer, but still cold. And they kind of all agreed, they're like, the more miserable the weather conditions, the better it looks on screen. Because they went back to the scene from the pilot with Jen and Jared on the castle, like at the very end of the episode. Yeah. The wind's whipping up all in their face. It's got like Jen, like woman. She's like, I think I swallowed my hair at one point during filming that. But they thought they'd have to completely reshoot it. They'd have to completely redo it. But it was beautiful on screen, so they kept it in.
Which I love, like as someone who likes to use natural elements, especially in photography. Like I prefer just natural light for photography. I don't like to add in anything else if I don't have to. So, like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. This is my commenting on the commentary. They're talking about like this like long emotional thing about something to do with that I couldn't write down, something to do with the end of the season. But they're talking about these moments over the scene of Zelena cutting her hand off. And then they
Nice.
don't reference that until 2 scenes later when they're all out on the street. Like,
oh yeah, she cut her hand off.
Like I wrote down, like they're talking about these deep emotional moments, and Jen's talking about the growth that Emma has seen over the course of the show over the scene of Zelena cutting off her own hand like a crazy person.
That's hilarious.
And then it took until that scene where they're like, yeah. Oh yeah, she cut her hand off. Let's talk about that. And Jen was like, I gasped. She's like, I know I read it in the script, but I saw that for the first time. I gasped because you don't really expect to see someone cut their own hand off.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give it that. A lot of sequencing got played around with that stuff, especially with the scene with her and Merida and going back into them creating the portal, because those were originally written as 2 big scenes. I think I'm gonna guess Storybrooke was first, and then you'd get into Camelot because it ends with all of them walking in.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, we're playing around this in the editing room, and it really does amplify the stakes if we go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than having one big scene. And Jen was like, she's like, I don't always remember which ones are meant to be split and which aren't, because sometimes they're split in the script, but we do film them as one scene because we have the day. We might as well use it.
Yeah.
So it's always hard to kind of keep track of that as well. But they said towards the very end of that, Merida is the one character who basically for the rest of the season will always look at Emma like she's never fully forgiven her.
Not surprised.
And you see that at the end of this episode, like when like Emma does kind of apologize, she doesn't fully like forgive her just yet. So, like a very small detail, but I love that. And they actually had to reshoot that final scene in Granny's when they do the time jump, because the first time they did it, it's that because the inside of Granny's is the soundstage, not the actual diner, but they still had it. It was filmed during the daytime and it was lit like the daytime, but they realized it would look cooler and more dramatic if it was at night, which makes sense. So I have one final funny story, but before we get to that, Katie, what did you rate the Dark Swan? We do statistics.
We do that. I gave it 9s across the board, so it has a 27 because it's very, very enjoyable. But like just across the board, I'm just like amnesia again.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, fair.
So
I also gave this 9s across the board. It's we have a match. But we win.
Yes.
Yeah. So, because again, it's
sanity for 5 minutes.
Basically, yeah. It's a great episode. It's a big episode to start the season off. I know a little too much about what's happening. I'm trying to not use that, like not let that influence my thoughts. I'm trying not to. But also, I don't think I'll do that good of a job of it as the season goes on. We'll see what happens. But I think it's a great place to start. It's just not a 30.
Yeah, it's not quite there.
It's missing a couple key things.
It is.
But the last funny thing that I wrote down that I did highlight, if I can find it, I had it before.
Somewhere.
Where did it go? I highlighted it. I looked at it before. There it is. When they're talking about the outfit that Emma had in Camelot. Now Jen was saying, it's not always the easiest to go to the bathroom when your dress basically is dragging the whole forest with you because the whole jacket was dragging everything. But she said, like, there on a number of occasions, she's like, I've gone home with my mic pack still on. Because she's like, after wearing it in my sports bra for 12 years between House and How I Met Your Mother and Once Upon a Time, she's like, I've worn one for so long, I don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, fair.
She's like, she just goes home with it. She's like, I always bring it back. They know I'm good for it, but at the same time, she's like, I probably should not be used to that.
Hey, it means you're getting work.
Exactly. She pretty much did. She worked fairly consistent, almost very consistently for 12 years, 13 years because we're including season 6.
Yeah.
So she had and then after that, then she's like, I'm gonna direct for a while, and I think she's much happier.
She seems much happier.
Yeah, she's, from what I can see on her Instagram and everything, like what she's got going on with her podcast, her book club, her production company, she's much happier behind the camera now.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Bob's Burgers Season 9, Episode 15, The Fresh Principal, and Episode 16, Roman Bobaday. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Lauren and Katie and edited by Lauren.